Hey everybody, Mr. Odom here, and thanks to the student and their parent, I need to redo this video for problem 13 from section 9.2 because my solution or hints before were incorrect. So I'm going to walk through the steps on how to solve one way to solve a problem like this. So let me read it to you. It says the surface area of a square pyramid is 85 square meters. The base length is 5 meters. What is the slant height? So you can see that I've drawn a pyramid, a square pyramid, with the base length of 5 meters. And we need to figure out, what is this slant height? What is that? Okay. And so I wrote down some steps that I'm going to use to uh, solve this problem. The first step, I need to write down the formula for the surface area of the pyramid. So surface area of the pyramid equals the area of the base plus, put this in a different color, the area of the lateral faces. So this is the formula that we need to use. So can we calculate the area of the base? Well, we can, because we know what the base length is. We also know that this is a square pyramid. So the area of the base is just the area of this square. Okay, so to figure that out, I just take 5 and I multiply it by 5, because the area of the base is length times width. Another formula that you've seen me use is just take the side of the square and square it. So the area of the base equals 5 times 5, and that equals 25 meters squared. Okay, so we have the area of our base. We have this value, and in the problem, it tells us what the surface area of the square pyramid is. It's 85 square meters. So for part 3, it says use the surface area formula to calculate the area of the lateral faces. So I'm going to use this formula for surface area to calculate the area of the lateral faces. So the surface area is 85 meters squared. That equals the area of the base, which is 25 meters squared, plus the area of the lateral faces. And here's the mistake I made before. In my calculations, there are 4 lateral faces because this is a square pyramid. And in the previous video, I had used 3, and that was not correct. So I apologize for that. But you guys know me, I make mistakes all the time. This is how I learn. All right, so to figure out what the area of the lateral face is, I need to subtract 25 meters squared from both sides, and then what am I left with? The area of the lateral faces equals 60 meters squared. Okay, so that means the area of all 4 of these lateral faces. This one over here, this one in the front, this one in the back, and then this one that's on the side that you can't see. If I take the sum of those 4 areas, it would equal 60 meters squared. So what we're going to do is we're going to use that for step 4. Okay, and step 4 says use the area of the lateral faces to help figure out what the slant height is. Okay, so you see it, I took one of the triangles and I drew it here. One of the lateral faces is there. And so the slant height that we're looking for is basically the height of that triangle. So for part 4, how can we use this value, 60 meters squared? Well, if you think about it, 60 meters squared, that is the area of all 4 of the triangles. So in order to figure out the area of one of the triangles, I need to divide by 4. Okay, and 60 divided by 4 is 15. So 15 meters squared, this is the area of one lateral face. All right, and so how do I find the area of one of these triangles? Well, I have to remember the formula for the area of a triangle. And the formula for the area of a triangle is, let's see, I'll put it over here, is the area equals the base of the triangle times the height of the triangle divided by 2. Okay, so I have this value. I have the base because it's 5 meters, and I only have one variable, which is the height. So I can calculate what the height is. So let me put the numbers in here. 15 meters squared equals the base, which is 5, times the height. That's divided by 2. Okay, so one of the things we learned way back in chapter 3 was I have a numerator and a denominator here. I can multiply by the reciprocal on this side. And why do I do that? Because now this 2 in the numerator cancels with the 2 in the denominator. This 5 in the denominator cancels with the 5 in the numerator. So I will just be left with h. But also over here, I need to multiply this side by 2 over 5. Because whatever I do to one side of an equation, I have to do to the other. Is there canceling I can do over here? Yes, I can cancel the 5, and I can cancel the 15, and I'm just left with 2 times 3, which is 6, and it would be 6 meters. So the area of one lateral face is 15 meters squared, and so the slant height would be 6 meters. Okay, so the height is 6 meters. All right, so that's how you solve this problem. Those are the steps that I use to solve it. Hopefully that's less confusing. And again, I appreciate the feedback.